morning, folks. I'm with the pelicans cleaning their wings, and I want to talk about resiliency. In specific, I want to talk about emotional resiliency in the creative entrepreneurial journey, because you're going to hit lots of hiccups. You're going to have lots of roadblocks, and you can cry about it, and you can also recover from it. And so I want to unpack what it means to be emotionally resilient in business so that you can become just a more confident, embodied vessel for the work that you want to bring into the world, and just so you can embody the state of being that ideally is like the most clear, aligned, integrity version of you while you do the work. Because it's not about what you do, it really is how you do it. And I think that having this kind of clear channel of emotional resiliency and fluidity is really what helps you become clear, connected, and really just confident. So I want to first design and define what resiliency means, and then so we can also kind of define what emotional resiliency means. So resiliency is sort of, to me, is just the ability to recover from challenge, hardship, or dysregulation. And so emotional resiliency, we could say as the ability to be thorough and efficient in fully feeling what's happening in your emotional body so that you can recover and return to a regulated state without that charge of the emotion. Now that sounds really simple, but how many of you, myself included, I'll raise my hand, have had an experience, something that frustrated you or triggered you or angered you, especially in business? You get that client email at Friday at 5:15, or God forbid, one time I got a phone call at like 4:45 in the morning, and it's like, are you kidding me? And it was not a good phone call. I didn't answer, but the text message that ensued. And again, nothing, no judgment there. I'm owning how my body responded and was like, holy mother of pearl, I'm frustrated, I'm angry, and this and that, and then just chewing inside of that for days, maybe even weeks. Some people I've repressed, but I know that some people might kind of hold the grudge and chew on things for months and months and months. That's not emotional resiliency, right? So that's keeping the charge, replaying the story, and shocking the body with that experience over and over and over again. There's no clarity, there's no confidence, there's no connection there, right? All that your body wants is probably to be right about something, or to, just really uphold your own opinion or idea of yourself. So I want to speak to the opposite of that, right? I want to speak to how we can be really fluid in our expression as it comes in, acknowledge it, make some space for it whenever it feels right, whether it's that moment, or whether it's later that afternoon when you get home from work, or the next morning, whatever it is. Having your experience, allowing it to move through you in whatever small or big ways, communicating as it needs to be done, so that you can recover and meet the task at hand, the business opportunity, the idea, the product launch, your hammer and nails for a client, whatever it is that you do, so that you can meet that work with the most cleared, present version of you. Because presence, being the most present version of you, is always going to lead to the most impactful work, the deepest listening, which means the people that you are in relationship with or doing work for really feel valued and really feel there's a sense of connection, because who doesn't want to be deeply listened to? Yet nobody teaches us how to listen. Save that for another video. So it gives you this sort of soft skill tool belt of really meeting challenge, meeting life, meeting everything that occurs in your business and creativity with an open heart, like a grounded presence, and just a sort of a soft openness to receive whatever comes your way, and to be able to filter it and work with anything that may not be just to be able to work with anything, whether that's something that's really positive or something that's a little bit more dense and has to be chewed through. And the way that this, I feel like, impacts our journey as creatives is it helps us connect deeper to the state of which our best creations come out of us. People talk about flow state, but what I don't think people talk about enough is how flow state is actually not like a mental thing. It's really what's happening in your nervous system. Can you get into this ventral vagal tone? So there's the fight and flight, and then there's the rest and digest, and then there's this sort of window of tolerance in the middle where we can be in this sort of ventral vagal state where we are able to be fully at peace with what's happening around us, and our body is able to regenerate. It's able to give space to higher functions like creativity and this and that. And everyone has a different tone to what that space looks like. And I'm on the ground floor with this. I'm so on the ground floor. By no means am I well versed in nervous system literacy and stuff like that. But I have learned and felt enough in my life to be of the understanding that whenever I drop into that state of flow where I'm creating great work, I'm in great communication, I'm really magnetic, it's because I'm in that type of state with my nervous system where I'm really at peace with the way things are. I'm not needing to react to anything. I may not even need to respond to anything. I'm just in this state of peace and safety and this regenerative kind of feeling that allows me to just be completely in my craft, completely in my expression. And that's what we're after, but you can't be there if you're holding emotional baggage because you're trying to react to something or fix something, or you're chewing on a charge and it's making your body stressed, which is fighting, And I think now more and more that conversation is coming out where people having dialogue about, oh yeah, stress is one hell of a drug, cortisol, which yes, it is. So let's learn how to mitigate that through our everyday life, which is things like life is gonna happen, experiences are gonna happen, and you don't also have to suffer about it, right? You're gonna have an experience that upsets you. You don't have to choose to continually upset yourself over and over again about what happened. Like, that's suffering, and we don't always need to participate in that. I get it. Like, there's some gnarly circumstances, and that's not what I'm speaking to in this moment. I'm just speaking to living your life as a creative entrepreneur and all the little things that come up, and maybe big things. Maybe it's right now. It's maybe your father died. Maybe you're in a breakup. Maybe you lost your place of doing business. Whatever that might mean, those can be big things. But we can still use those as ways to move all of the emotions that have been stuck in us that we haven't allowed to really be expressed. Move those through us so that we can meet the challenge with our most present self, which is going to create the most benevolent, most beautiful, most expansive outcome. The problem is nobody teaches us how to do this. In conversation down the street, you hear buddies just complaining about X and Y and this and that and holding on to this and holding on to that. It's not bad, but if you really want to be a truly empowered being who's wildly creative and successful and makes a lot of money doing what you love, you really have to clear the field of any charge, which means being resilient with your emotional state, which means allowing yourself to have the experience in a structured container, passing through it and returning to regulation so you can meet the challenge that caused the stimuli in the first place with more openness, creativity, and even playfulness, because that's where artfulness kind of comes in, right? So all of this to say, I think it's one of the most powerful skills, and I fully believe that in creative entrepreneurship, it's really all about the soft skills. You can learn strategies and tactics. Those are great. Learn those at the same time as you really learn these soft skills. Learn how to regulate yourself. Learn about your nervous system. Learn about how to really create space for emotions that you don't know how to feel. And I'll be the first to say how difficult that is as a man who repressed his emotions most of his life. But seeing the exponential rewards of what becomes available to me in that state is just freaking remarkable. So thank you for listening to this. If you understood anything that I said, I'm grateful that you're still here. And I really think that learning to become more emotionally resilient is going to have such a direct impact on your business because it impacts everything. Your relationships, the way you show up in the world, your ability to be in your creative expression, all of those things. So it's helped me and I hope it's going to help you. And looking forward to the next one in whatever location I am next. Appreciate y'all. Ciao.